This rich heir was living his best life, handsome and loaded. School was a breeze. Then, boom, lightning strikes. He survives, but a rogue soul spawns and tries to hijack his body. Fernan peeped the danger and flexed his mana to block. Still, a piece of the spirit soul merged with him. Boom! Foreign memories flooded his brain, and weird texts popped up. They prophesied 72 demons invading Earth to wreak absolute havoc. But the real kicker? It said he, Fernan Pellenberg, gets disowned and ends up a broke beggar. The world is ending soon, but what actually ticks Fernan off is going broke. Since that day, he has zoned out in class, wondering why he sees the future. Sure, some guy named Ain defeats the demons, but Fernan ends up down bad. Can he escape this broke fate? Watch. Teach clapped the soul. Fernan wondered how he copped those memories, but found zero clues along the way. One thing was clear. That prophecy was low-key legit, approaching from afar. Thanks to this foresight, he secured the bag early. But if the prophecy was actually coming, so was his own Luna. He seriously needed to verify the facts and get those real receipts, no cap. "How was class?" the secretary asked. "Same old," Fernan muttered, grabbing some coffee and the paper. "Are you unwell, young lord?" "No." "You seem to have a lot on your mind." "Since when did you think that?" "About 6 months ago, when you started ghosting us for hours. The guy who prioritized the investigation suddenly made total NPC moves, acting like he got struck by lightning and possessed." Fernand thought this weird stuff was legit, until Ain Armion's name on the paper shook him. Bro actually enrolled? His secretary asked for receipts, but Fernand dipped south instantly, leaving his maid holding his coffee, totally confused. The Imperial Academy is a massive magical island in Bardian. Fernand headed straight to its southern swamp to check if the prophecy was real. 3 doom predictions living rent-free in his head got him mad vexed. All of them foretold a trash future, and he was not letting that slide. But he kept denying it all. First, a future where Fernan Fellenberg ends up down bad as a beggar. Second, Solomon's 72 demons respawning after millennia. Third, Aunt Armina carrying the world by fighting the beasts. He's low-key unknown to the Empire, but he's actually a direct descendant of Colinus Armian, the OG founder who united 5 kingdoms. A millennium later, this fallen clan has 0 clout left in the Empire. The prophecy says their heir, Ang Armian, is the main character, scripting him running to the swamp after exams. If this clown actually follows the script, it proves the prophecy is real. But this NPC is no ordinary MC. Plus, they're tied to his doomed future. Worst part? He has 0 clue why he's even hating. Fernan couldn't read the whole prophecy, just vibing with the plot without knowing the cause. Supposedly, he joined the demon, but that's cap. Meanwhile, Ain't is hunting a secret swamp dungeon. Inside lay the Armian founder's legacy, a sentient sword. Prophecies hyped him up as the ultimate MC destined to save the world. Without his demon-fighting cheat code, he would have been cooked long ago. But then, the scent of blood hit. Was he hurt in the dungeon before his awakening? A croaker, the swamp's apex predator, was no joke. Fernan says the prophecy was too easy. He's about to check inside when something pulls up. Why is ink lagging outside the dungeon? Fernan warns it's a noob restricted zone. Ink asks how he knows him. MC says he knows Armian's descendant. Ain't wants to know his ID. Fernan introduces himself, demanding to be called Sunba. Ain't low-key recognizes him, but plays along. Fernan asks if he fled a lizard, but Ain't claims he clashed with a croaker. Tossing a potion, Fernan sighs, they spawn once a year. Bad RNG. That supreme potion was a total flex, way better than 10 low-tier heals. Ain tries to decline, broke as always, but Fernan corrects him. Call me Sunbay. No cash needed anyway. Fernan's family is down bad, but his imperial blood makes this a strategic investment. Ain realizes the rumors cap. He thanks his Sunbay. Fernan secretly sighs. Without the prophecy, this is a waste. You got lucky. Trespassing usually gets you expelled. Watch your step. Ain accepts. Fernan decides to ghost, erasing his presence. Soon, he followed Ain't into the dungeon. Fernan was like, no cap, he totally cleared this zone. But low-key, those magic lamps were sus, with 0 mana vibes. Something was draining the energy. Are they permanent hacks? Ain't didn't match the prophecy at all. Bet he couldn't trust his future with him. As prophesied, Ain hit the dungeon down bad, his body wrecked from the fall. He chugged every potion, but the damage was real. Still, he pushed through the pain, until a weird vibe caught his eye. At the altar, a sword called to him. He gripped it, and instant main character energy lit the darkness. Fernan thought the beast was weak enough to fade, but the altar's magic residue and Aint's 0 damage dungeon run proved otherwise. The prophecy is legit. His doom is a certified canon event. Now he's coping about going broke in this trash future. Enter Ain't Armion, the prophesied hero destined to trigger Fernan's downfall. Ain't is a rising star, but unlike Fernan, he's a total Boy Scout who always chooses honor over securing the bag. One wrong move sparks a fire. Stressing over this headache, his servant questions him. Fernan tells Hyde there's a gold mine project bound to blow up if they invest. He asks what to do, and Hyde says, just send it. The young master whines it's not his vibe, but Hyde shrugs. The Duke says money aligns personalities. Fernand thought fighting demons was hard, but big cash makes any clash trivial. He needs the tea on Ain't, vowing to track him down right now. His servant asks, who? We have a guest coming soon. Master sighs as his teacher leaves. Academy dorms are gate-kept by exam ranks. Top 10 get Lebedis, the elite. Ranks 11 to 30 are mid-tier, but below that is Deebs, pure trash. The sentient sword is literally screaming. An army in air in the loser dorm is wild. The dead emperor would rise from his grave mad. Yet Ain only cares why demons are suddenly spawning. The sword warns it is impossible without outside interference. Ain is like, I'm too weak to help. But the sword calls cap. Honestly, the first emperor is the real villain here. He trashed the succession system, swapping it for a vote among 7 electors. He donated Ermion's lands to the Empire for a century. Now that land is gone, and generations of wealth and secret techniques are completely lost. Even as a candidate, the Emperor sees his potential. backing him with unlimited resources to restore their peak glory. He definitely had a master plan placing him there. Suddenly, Fernan knocks, asking for Ain't. The kid wonders who it is. Our MC says it's his sunbae. Ain't opens up, asking what's up. The swordsman is totally free, so the MC suggests touching base somewhere quieter. Ain't asks for 10 minutes to prep. Fernan gets mad pressed, saying making a sunbae wait is wild and he needs some discipline. Ain't begs for just 5 minutes instead. The MC says bet and heads to wait right outside the dorms. The Emperor's soul is like, who the F is this guy? Ainz claims he's the Fellenberg heir. The soul scoffs. That filthy rich clan. Making bank doesn't make them built different. The blonde wonders why he's lurking. Is he charging for the potion? Inside, Fernan notes he brought his sword. No bad vibes, he says. MC gets it. Knights never part with their gear. Sensing Emperor Gardner's ego inside him, Ain asks why he's invited. Fernan shrugs. No biggie. Just thinking about dinner. The kid offered a blank check. Ain tried to decline, but Fernan insisted. Take the dub. He looks innocent, but the prophecy says he's low-key sus. How did he play me in that prophecy? I strategically asked his future plans. Usually, Armians just grind for solo power instead of chasing social clout at the academy. It's honestly weird seeing one here. Ain replied he's just tired of being treated like a total joke by everyone. The Arminian family was royal in name only, but he is determined to restore their honor. Fernan saw his crazy ambition. This kid was not some soft NPC. He had main character energy. Sponsoring him now would only bruise his ego. He would literally rather die than bend the knee. Fernan will sponsor him later. He was playing the long game, farming trust until his moment came to secure the bag and drain them dry. "Where have you been, master?" Hyde asked. Vernon questioned, "Did you meet Birchev?" "Just a proxy," Hyde replied. "I summoned Lu Wen and Birchev because they were slacking off. I should have sent her back since you were late, but I made her wait." "Trying to crush my drive?" "Easy to control," Vernon smirked. "I cooked with the Birchevs. It'll work." Suddenly, pain struck. Hyde asks what is up with his lord. Fernan shrugs it off as a headache. Suddenly, the prophecy hits. A girl with unreal blonde hair and a legendary sword appears. Watching her sword dance, Ain vows to protect her, even if her wings get clipped. The Fellenbergs hurt her, and he's got to break her chains. Fernan realizes this is why Ain hates him in the future. He's low-key cursing his luck while she just waits. Hyde freezes, thinking he got called out. Meanwhile, Luena is totally pressed about Fernan. He ghosted her yesterday. Now he's calling back to break her spirit. Watching from the window, Fernan feels the very deep, bad vibes. The Birchevs are legendary northern counts, elite electors, but those monster waves have absolutely wrecked their entire territory. Their fort and clout got wiped, leaving Birchev broke. To bounce back, they sold their golden patent and rights. That's when the Fellenberg leader, his dad, clutched up. Fellenbergs have OP magic, but mid swordplay, though they want to level up. This was the ultimate cheat code. They dodged getting deleted, but struggled yearly. Just one more push to unlock their magic fencing. Of all people, Luena is Ain's canon event. That main character wants it all. saving the world and securing his girl. Since she's tied to Ain, Fernan can't hate him. Seeing her, Fernan notes she's early, apologizing for yesterday's mistake. My bad, I got distracted. Luina claps back. The miserable always get the short end. Fernan protests, but she asks why he summoned her. Fernan smirks. You already know. Time to cash in a favor. Phase 1. He warns about the Magic Knight collab. Luina instantly cuts him off. Why partner with a rank 10 loser when she has better options? Teaming up is a total skip. Fernand counters. Stay partners for 3 years, and he'll max out her accumulated interest. The catch? Accept him as her sponsor. Luina is skeptical. What's his real play? Fernand claims their link mattered, but she's not buying it. He wants to sponsor her fencing, not just partner up. Fernand argues he sends all his cash home, living worse than average commoners. Sponsoring her isn't a weird flex. He's just investing in her raw talent. But Luina claps back. Nobles sponsoring other nobles is low-key pretty sus. Fernand knows she is big on loyalty. He reminds her that sharing noble status does not make their houses equals. Bershev is high tier, but it cannot flex on ancient royalty. Luina asks if he is throwing shade. Unlike Armian, this is a direct family diss. She will swallow her pride anyway. He tells her to drop the ego. He was not capping about her skills. Her recent sword dance was majestic. Betting she won't reject a real fan, she asks what he means. Fernand raises his hand, warning he won't forget this. He starts glazing her hard. Cringing, Luina tells him to stop, but Fernand refuses. He screams that her dance is literally peak, forcing Luina to partner up. In her room, her maid reads their secret sponsorship contract. Most terms end at graduation if she partners him for 3 years. Luina thinks the deal is a total steal. He claims her sword dance is peak, noble, alive, and unmatched. His speechless admiration triggers her maid. The maid rants that this greedy maniac is plotting something, but Luina defends him. He's the Fellenberg heir. Her maid snaps, he's just trying to rizz you up. Luina found it sus, but endured for her fam. The maid noted she is rank 2, while Fernan is barely rank 10. Suddenly, Hyde pops up. Young master wants you at the training field ASAP. The maid says she will check, leaving Luina wondering what he is cooking up there. She has no clue what he is cooking. Fernan was ranked 2nd, never beating the GOAT Elaine. Still, she definitely has that top 10 Continental Royal Knight potential in her. He needs to sniff out her hidden cards ASAP. Luina slides in, acting clueless, asking what's up. Fernan claims he's just flexing, so she doesn't think their collab is trash. Even as a top 10 player, she'll see he's got mad skills. But the gap between rank 2 and 10 is massive. Fernand's like, bet. Luina tells him to prove it then, letting him take the first turn. Fernand draws his staff, summoning stone magic above her. Shards rain down, but she unsheathes her blade, slicing them clean in half. Luina decides to charge the mage, slicing through everything in her path. He is absolutely wrecking the training arena. Fernand drops lightning, forcing another parry, but it is a total feint. He is already behind her, prepping a massive, destructive spell. It is buffed to the absolute max, way beyond normal magic. She finally gets it now. He has been sandbagging this whole damn time. The whole arena floats with her. Lunia dodges, shook by his crazy spell spam. How much mana does this guy have? He is definitely not just rank 10. She totally slept on him. Facing defeat, she unleashes her clutch energy. Fernan smirks, impressed. Even the walls get sucked in. It is the final showdown, magic versus her swordplay. She charges Fernan, and his staff clatters to the ground. "I surrender," he warns. Luina fumes. "Are you trolling me?" "Nah, my mana is literally 0, he replies. "A dry mage can't diff a knight." She realizes he isn't capping. His mana is totally cooked. Since she blocked everything, victory is hers. Yet a bad vibe hits her. Why now? Suddenly, Fernan warns he has a surprise. He hands her a gift. "Your reward. Heard you love chocolate." It is made with his family whiskey, High Key Fire. If she is not feeling it, he has Fryden World Tree Chocolate, or Frazia's famous Cracane. Luina asks if he stalked her past. Fernan says he would not go that far for her, just peeping the top 10 profiles. Luina calls this dual gift childish. Fernan jokes he will not force the gift on her, but she snatches it anyway. Before he can dip, she stops him. She claims he has enough mana to spam brute force attacks and easily push opponents to their absolute limits. She questions why someone so overpowered is pretending to be a casual top 10 player. Why gatekeep that insane power and hide his true level? Fernan just smiles, keeping his composure perfectly. He calmly replies that a merchant never walks directly into the bright spotlight, preferring to secure the bag from the quiet shadows, while others chase after useless clout in the open arena of public opinion. Back in the room, Hyde is totally shook. "Bro, you completely trashed your mana core and amplifier. What actually went down out there in that arena?" Fernan shrugs. "I 1v1'd Luina. Honestly, she is just built different. I went all in with my prep, but still lost absolutely everything. She even completely drained her entire mana pool." Hyde is seriously pressed. "You wasted legendary tier items on a casual duel? Is she really worth that much hype to you?" The MC smirks, playing it cool. "Call it a high-key investment for the future. Or maybe my brain is just fried from getting shocked by her lightning. Who knows?" Fernand realized Armion's take was actually valid. That swordplay was low-key elegant, making total sense why it was kept under wraps. Honestly, Luina's got mad skills. Why didn't she ever try hard for first place? Was it just because her gear was trash? Meanwhile, Hyde is low-key stressing. What are we going to tell the Duke? Everyone is pressed to get their hands on that secret Birchev style. Fernand is slightly anxious, wondering, will my dad literally disown me over this? The secretary is just like, "No shot, sir. He wouldn't do that to you at all. Trust me on that single thing." Honestly, the old man would low-key end his own subscription to life before letting that happen. But Fernand figures his dad would not completely crash out on his own son just for fumbling the master plan. So he decides to mail a letter first, already picturing his dad absolutely collapsing, totally cooked after reading it. Now, intrusive thoughts are living rent-free in his head, and the anxiety has him spiraling hard. He is just trying to ignore the dread, desperately trying to act unbothered while his mind keeps doom-scrolling through the worst-case scenarios. He is honestly just so cooked now. Days later, Father finally hits back. Fernand's like, "Speed run much?" while Hyde sighs, "Finally." The MC asks if there's a separate message, but the secretary denies it, low-key feeling it's his last day serving him. Fernand figures he's getting canceled for consorting with a demon, thanks to Ain't. But this drama is unrelated, so it's fine. I must see Father now. He knows Father thinks they have a pact, but he can't spill anything because he copped the prophecy book. The secretary ushers him in. Fernand knows he can't prove the prophecy book actually exists. Spilling the truth makes him look totally delusional, ruining the family's reputation. He must offset the Birchev loss, fast. His dad admits he looks surprisingly normal, though he suspected drugs, madness, or demon possession. Explain your move, the old man demands. Fernand plays it cool, dropping a major plot twist. I just cooked up a way better investment deal for the Birchevs instead. His father demands what could possibly top secret fencing, but the son gatekeeps, saying he cannot tell. The patriarch snaps. "This isn't a request, bro. You are actively fumbling the family's bag like a total sinner." Fernand stays locked in, completely unfazed. "I know, but my mind is set. If you trust me and let me cook with the Birchup situation, I will bring back something that completely clears secret fencing." The father glares, his aura incredibly heavy and ominous. He repeats his demand, wanting to know where this insane main character energy is coming from, questioning the exact source of his absolute confidence. He really wants to know what makes him so sure. Fernand keeps his lips sealed, making his dad absolutely lose it. "This is cap. I didn't raise you to be this reckless." His father fumes, warning him that this mess won't just vanish. Backed into a corner, our main character has no choice but to drop the prophecy card. He really didn't want to leak this forbidden lore, but he's out of options. It's not a skill issue, Fernand counters, dead serious. To carry this entire massive L solo and take full responsibility, he makes a high-stakes deal. He will hand over every single piece of classified intel he owns, backed by his own secret elite underground information network, which is extremely highly classified. Yvonne doubts it, but tells him to spill the tea. Fernand reveals an untapped crystal mine east of Eris Mountains in Donetsk territory. His dad's like, "Never heard of it. Is our intel team just playing around?" Fernand counters, "We got lucky and secured the bag. Eris will cover all Birchev losses and let us flex a profit." Talk about a literal infinite money glitch. Magic stones are basically mana-infused rocks, meaning they are worth mad cash. He hasn't actually seen this massive flex yet, but to buy some time, he caps that the Denard shipment got wrecked by a hurricane, and their whole situation is down bad. If they play their cards right, they can low-key hijack the entire mine. He figures it is way better to slow drip the prophecy, keeping them completely in the dark until they finally catch on. This is how you secure the bag, quietly and very smoothly now. Ivan says if this is actually legit, he can totally overlook the absolute wreckage, but needs to fact-check his claims first. He tells his boy to just focus on hitting the books, promising to call him back the second he gets a free moment. Fernand gets the message, letting out a massive sigh of relief. He thinks to himself that even though he successfully managed to diffuse his dad's explosive anger this time, the sheer heart-stopping stress of the entire ordeal has definitely shaved at least 10 whole years off his own current life expectancy, for real now. Yvonne stops Fernand as he is dipping. The kid is like, "Did I mess up?" But his dad insists they grab dinner. Door shuts. Yvonne is low-key bummed the black turtle missed Fernand's find. His secretary apologizes, promising to check again. Yvonne asks what he thinks of his son. The secretary replies, he will be a certified W merchant, no cap. Dad is low-key suspicious about how he got this intel, saying we need to peep his squad's vibe over time. Like, maybe they are just built different when it comes to mining rare ores? The secretary is like, wait, is this about the golden pillar? And Yvonne claps back, explaining Fernand totally knows how cracked that ore actually is. Honestly, that explains the whole plot twist. Even though his fire affinity is literally off the charts, he chose to flex earth magic instead, just to secure the bag. He is playing 4D chess, while we are out here playing checkers, keeping his real strategy completely hidden from us right now. No cap. They have to fact-check this first. The secretary thinks the young master might actually hold the legendary Golden Pillar cheat code. If it is legit, their guild's growth will go absolutely crazy now. Yvonne has always been low-key interested in this power, but this is next-level wild. He tells the secretary to dig up dirt on Luina Burchev too, specifically how she rizzled up his son. The secretary asks if it was real love. Yvonne shuts it down. There is zero logic in investing in her, yet his son did it anyway for no reason. Guess the kid was just blinded by that youthful infatuation, totally whipped by her charms. He feels there's more to this. What could shake up this kid who loves money more than his own dad? Meanwhile, Fernand notes Aaliyah teamed up with Carlos. Lunia confirms. He says she was ranked 4th, but she claims 5th. Fernand asks why this collab matters. Lunia replies they'll all see. They secured the bag, and there's definitely some major tea to spill. But honestly, no cap. It is valid. Fernand admits he's just chasing the bag, which he low-key loves. But Lunia's dry, totally unfazed by his money demon flex. Honestly, that's why she hates him. The MC slides her an elixir and a coupon. Take this. It's a mandrake root brew and a voucher for my company's weapons. Lunia says she cannot afford this, but Fernand brings up their contract. She argues that golden turtle gear is a massive flex, not a gift. Fernand secretly agrees, but plays it cool. Honestly, securing her favor to avoid his own future broke era is worth the price. When she still refuses, he claims rejecting this sponsorship violates the contract. Lunia totally folds and accepts it. Fernand leaves for class, teasing a major plot twist. Lunia suddenly realizes, wait, was there actually a penalty clause? Nope, she just got completely gaslit. She wants to know why he's gifting rares and trying to rizz him up to steal his swordsmanship. No way she lets him cook. Meanwhile, Fernand notes Ain Armian is attending this lecture. As Ain warms up, our MC recalls this legendary freshman duel. Prophecy says once Ain bags the ego sword, his main character arc begins, saving the world for real. Someone pulls up, shocked to see the legendary Fernand Fellenberg here. Fernand asks about the Emperor, but the prince pivots. What brings you to this vibe check? Any new recruits catching your eye? Fernand admits he is tracking the rankings. Are you here for Ain Armian? The prince nods. Yeah, they are OG Imperial bloodline. Curiosity is totally real when a clan ghosts the place for a century. Fernand clocks Ludger Schweiben, the second prince. His family has been gatekeeping the throne for generations. They share roots with the Armians, but now it's pure beef. Ludger is obsessed with clout, making Ain his biggest op. Ludger acts curious, but then he spots Viren Kalbunder. Viren aced the exam at rank 2, and his shady clan is low-key trying to steal the Armians' precious voter status right now. Fernand wonders if this coincidence is where their lore actually begins. Every epic MC needs a rival trying to level up past them. Since Ain is the prophecy's chosen one, Viren Kalbunder is the next boss. The instructor calls Ain and Andern. Fernan realizes Ludger and Varen started in this exact spot. Is it fate or just scripted? This is getting spicy. He must see if backing Ain was a massive W. The duel officially starts. Andern rushes in, but Ain locks in and cleanly blocks the hit. His rival infuses mana for a clean slice, but Ain pulls off a crazy mid-air dodge. Panting on the ground, Ludger mutters, "This random matchmaking is brutal. Armian's cooked. Andern is rank 10, while Ain is barely rank 38. Total skill issue." Thinking it's just a one-sided beatdown, Ludger decides to dip out. But Fernan grins. Nah, let him cook. Suddenly, Ain coats his blade in pure mana, unleashing a savage downward slash that cleanly slices Anton's collar. Ludger and Varen are shook. Fernan notes he panicked first, showing he is green, but once he locked in, the tables turned. Anto mutters he won't lose to some rank 38 scrub, flexing his full mana. A girl whispers that Ain is actually decent, but Anto still wins. Ludger remarks it is wild for rank 38 to force rank 10 to use aura. He is really him, period. For a talentless NPC, he tried hard. Fernan knew he never stood a chance anyway. Ain parries the strike, instantly countering. Fernan reflects on how this world rigged the game against him. But Ain Armian was just built different. He's the literal MC, the prophesied chosen one. Ain slips behind Anto, disarming him as he hits the dirt. The instructor calls the match. Ain Armian wins, flexing his glowing sword. Classmates scream that Ain actually clutched the win. Fernan realizes the prophecy was legit. His bet paid off. If he helps Ain level up and allies with him, Luena is his. Elsewhere, people gossip if they're really shipping them. Fernan hates the clout, but his girl says the hype will die down. He asks if she used the elixir and upgraded her build, and if it hit different. Low-key hyped during the whole process, Lewin acts casual. It wasn't bad. The teacher walks in, checking the attendance. No latecomers, and everyone's paired up. I'm Professor Rosalia of Magic, and this is Professor Grad, Fencing. Class started instantly. Assistants handed out maps. First up, a practical trial. Grad said the best way to flex their skills was getting thrown straight into the field. The map marked a destination. ETA, 3 hours. No need to rush or lag, but the hard limit was 4 hours. He opened the floor, and someone asked, "Wait, does this affect our GPA?" Grad called it the ultimate final grind. Someone asked about PvP, but Rosalia warned about bonus points. No more questions. Bet. Let's start. Good luck, they said as Lunia and Fernan stepped out. Where are we? Fernan asked. Map first, then we cook, she replied. Suddenly they bumped straight into two strong opponents. That's Jane Hux and Ned Palin, top 70 rankers, Fernan whispered. Lunia locked eyes with them. So, what is our play now? They weren't there to fight two trash-tier leftovers. Fernan usually claps back, but now he is totally letting her cook. Lunia loves that. First, they must secure bonus points and check the map. Fernan asks if magic is not easier. She snaps back. And docks our location to everyone? Ned whispers it's time to dip, but Lunia flips in, high-key needing those bonus points. No running, period. Fernan backs her up with clutch magic, wiping them all out. He spots a defensive spell left on the map. As Jane and Ned's poster vanishes, Professor Grad notes they're getting cooked way faster than expected. Rosalia can only watch in disbelief. Monsters wiped most out, but the drama was sending me. Grad asks who she's eyeing. Rosalia names Ludger and Alan, then Carlos with Alelia Tortega. But the real main characters? Luina and Fernand. Grad's like, she's nerfed joining him. Is it for the bag? He doesn't care about grades. Rosalia hints there's another major reason, and it's definitely not about the grades. He could have aced it solo. No Luina needed. Grad is confused, but Rosalia drops a truth bomb. Fernan was hard stuck at rank 10. Staying on top is normal, but holding 10th? Sus. Perfect theory, but he threw his practicals. He was low-key gatekeeping his power. Grad asks, hiding his mana? Rosalia nods. Yeah, those two literally wrecked the entire battlefield. Fernan hops down, pointing northwest. Ops ahead, he mutters. Luina shrugs. We've got mad time. Let's hunt the next duo. Suddenly, his staff summons a massive boulder. Finally found you, Fernand Fellenberg, a voice echoes. Lunia snaps at Carlos Dennev for trying a cheap sneak attack. Carlos laughs. Unfair? Teach said this is real combat. Meeting here is literally fate, so just let her go. Lunia asks why he is salty. Fernand admits losing their duo bruised his ego, calling it childish. Lunia claps back, I belong to nobody. MC trolls his foolishness, but Carlos says to stop. They agree farming points off strong targets is meta, but they cannot just camp. Fernand offers to pocket her so she can pop off. Lunia warns, do not block my carry. Zero synergy, zero team play. Fernand notes a split duo is trashed here, but starts lifting massive boulders, telling her, I have got you covered. They circle the duo. The MC tells her to trust him. In the room, Rosalia hypes up the impending clash in the deserted mountains. Grad wonders if they cleared the mobs already. The teacher notes mobs don't spawn there, urging them to watch closely. Grad spots the two pairs, hoping to finally see Fernand Fellenberg's real power. In battle, Fernand buffs Lunia so she can push, while the ops do the same. Feeling low-key weightless, Luina realizes Fernand's buffing her on the run. He winks, flexing his magic, which seriously triggers her. Elia unleashes a slash, but the op easily dodges. No time to get distracted. She must delete this girl first. Clashing weapons, Luina uses her raw strength to pressure her for real. Carlos hurls a lightning spell. Luina buffs her sword, but her body suddenly freezes. Ilya smirks, thinking she's totally trapped. Luina's like, please, my aura's got this, but a random rock blocks the hit. Carlos is shook. Boom. Luina teleports right next to Fernan, completely stunned. He casually flexes his family's brand new swap magic based on equal weight. Luina's like, wait, how do you even know my actual weight? Fernan deadpans, it was literally right there in your official student file. She dodges, muttering that the rock looked heavy but was actually mid. We're talking later, and I'm burning the record, Fernand snaps. That'll literally end you if you don't hold it right and move smooth. Lunia says she's got Aelia, telling him to focus on blocking Carlos. Fernand grumbles about eating dirt, then spots a magic circle. Why wasn't Carlos using this? Lightning is his main thing. A massive pillar of light gathers dozens of bolts, far more destructive than that kid. He's the absolute goat, so he needs to cook up a solid counter. Pulling out 2 orbs, he tests their vibe. Fernand channels his mana, while Carlos is locked in, multicasting. The strike homes in on our boy, landing clean once again. As the smoke slowly clears, Fernand walks out smirking. Carlos is totally shook. How did you block that? Fernand tosses some spheres. Just a modded mana device. Pricey, but it absolutely slays. If I mass produce this, it will sell like crazy on the open market. Carlos fumes. Using gear is cowardice. Fernand chuckles. Cowardice? Nah, this is real-world practice, just like what our teacher always said. Carlos tells Luina to finish it. She locks in, launching an aura slash at Aaliyah. Watching from afar, Ludger and his ally spectate. The prince notes only 2 remain, while Elaine says assistance will teleport him. No student mage can block Carlo's OP magic. Ludger claims Fernand and Birchev had the juice, and now the boy is done hiding his true power. He cannot keep up with grade-obsessed Birchev. If Fernand goes try-hard, his rank skyrockets. Haters are waiting for him to slip, so he cannot let a rival spawn. After carrying him to safety, he will level up. That other duo already got wiped out. Capture Luina and Fernand. The duo slices a troll in half, pure flex. Luina is like, we are close, mobs are spawning, we will arrive first. But Fernand ignores her, absorbing the corpse. She asks if it is necessary. He says, troll blood is key for my potions. She knew, but to her it's pocket change, hence his maniac rep. Fernand bragged that's how he bagged her for the team. Keep moving, she snapped. Only 8 duos left, and he joked she's losing count. Luina insisted she's still the main character here. Suddenly, she gasped. Fernand felt it too. 20 ops, totally locked onto them. As the crowd closed in, they flexed their raw power, holding the line. Elaine charged straight at her, going full throttle. He readies a strike, just as Luina clocks him. They clash weapons full force, recoiling hard from the insane impact. Charging right back in, their powerful auras flare as they lock swords once again. Meanwhile, Ludger levitates, prepping a massive mana fireball. But Fernand's earth magic completely shuts down his spell cast. Ludger buffs Elan, dumping all his mana to face Fernand. Their spells clash, triggering a massive explosion in the arena. Ludger smirks. I was literally just gonna spectate, but you wiped out half my squad in a blink. That is not your style, Fernand. Fernand replies, just had to secure that top spot, no cap. Ludger's like, let's keep it chill. We only have an hour left. Fighting now is a total lose-lose. Why not just settle for second place? But Ludmilla's not having it. I'd rather take an L in battle than surrender first place. Fernand agrees. Realizing talks failed, Ludger sparks his fire magic. "Show me what you got, Fernand." But the protagonist smirks. "Bet. I've been waiting for this," leaving the prince completely shook. A magic circle glows below, lifting the ground. Fernand's OP magic reshapes the whole map. The boys scream, "Trap! We gotta bounce!" Rocks lock Elan and Ludger down. Fernand asks if they should walk. Lunia, low-key impressed, asks, "Why didn't you pull this hack earlier?" before walking over. With the test over, Grad hypes everyone up and drops the ranks. Luina and Ferdinand secured first place, while Ludger and Alan took second. Ferdinand is like, "We actually clutched up." But Luina admits Alan was just built different. Honestly, they did not expect to peak. But a dub is a dub, no matter what. Lunia's like, "First time there? Totally mind-blowing." Grad calls it test over, heading back to the academy, so stick close. Lunia asks if he knows the newbie, Ain't Armion, whom she met last night. Fernand's confused, but she says he's low-key interesting during training. This gives Fernan major flashbacks to secretly spying on his sword dance, triggering an instant headache. Lunia asks, "What was that?" The prophecy hits. Another piece is unlocked. Is the plot actually changing this time? Ain't yells, "What are you even doing?" Lunia replies, "I'm not your knight this time, but protecting you is literally my canon event." She stepped up to Andromedus, making Fernand wonder if things were shifting again. Lunia wakes in the ER. Ain't says he brought her there. Sobbing, she rants about ops trying to ruin the Berchia family, blaming those rich Fellenberg brats. Fernand fumes, shocked they disrespect his boy Beau, before snapping back. Lunia asks, "You good? You randomly passed out. Are you sick?" The MC insists he's totally fine. Rosalia asks if he needs the clinic, while Grad admits the guy is just built different. Fernand realizes Armion marked him as an op right then. But why this sudden new prophecy, obsessed with Luena again? Andromalius is among the 72 demons spawning soon. Inside the carriage, Hyde congrats him. "Work. Heard you placed first." Fernand was completely drained. Hyde told him to crash, promising to wake him in Libetus. As the carriage rattled on, Fernand brooded over Andromalius, the 72nd demon. Black hair, dark eyes, a serpent coiled around his arm. That useless lore was all he found. Back then, demons were low-key myths, wiped out by the Emperor. Still, even with zero info, Ain't would carry them all. No biggie. Or so he desperately hoped. But Luena took a massive hit in battle. Fernand hesitates to spill, doubting she'd even buy it. He recalls trying to bring her along before, when she asked if he was good. "Do you believe in demons?" he asks. She's like, "Why the sudden random topic?" "Just answer," he insists. Luena nods. It's history. They're still lurking here. She asks if he lost his mind during training. Fernand knows she thinks he is totally capping. But if she just touches actual demon residue, she will definitely believe him then. In exactly 1 month, during the freshman night training, Ain will absolutely diff Veron Calburden, the rank 2 student. Veron will lose absolutely everything: his rep, his honor, and his backing. Ultimately, Varan gets possessed, marking the demon's first low-key appearance. Leveraging this event makes recruiting allies way easier. With these solid receipts, he can finally cook up his own grand master plan.
The problem was he had no idea where or how he would get possessed, and not seeing the other parts was low-key sending him. Super annoying. Ain reads the paper saying Thillenberg totally predicted this, and Birchev is still flexing major clout despite losing military rights. The ego claims she carried the whole thing while Thillenberg did zero work, but comparing them is a massive L. You cannot even put these two families in the same tier, because Birchev was the only real one who actually stayed loyal to him. He was the only knight who never capped and stood by his side through all the drama, making him the ultimate day-one ally in this whole mess. Ain says everyone is hyping up the Tillenbergs these days. The old man is coping hard, crying that it is the end times, swearing he would never associate with those clowns if the war had not ruined him. But honestly, Ain could easily finesse some cash from him, because the kid was low-key always too nice to him. Villenberg is definitely trying to link up with Armian. They are playing it safe, never saying the quiet part out loud just to make him drop his guard. It is giving major shady vibes. Ain is questioning if Fernan showed up for some sus reasons after his family got completely wrecked. The math is not mathing. It makes zero sense.
The eagle asks why he's self-sabotaging, saying motives don't even matter. Ain knew Fernan wasn't just clout chasing. The first time they met, he clutched up with a potion after a monster attack. No sneaky vibes, just pure worry. Extorting cash is L behavior. Real trust can't ever be bought. His ego is screaming. This is so totally frustrating. Even the late emperor flexed major backing, but couldn't buy a meal. The Fillenbergs don't do charity. He needs to stop yapping and follow. Heading to the dorms, he asks for a meeting. Hyde claims his young master is swamped running the guild while studying. Ain apologizes. I'm no random guest. I'm Ain Armian, here to see him. Ain got dismissed because Sunbay was busy. Ain flexed, saying he would pay if he had to wait. Fernan realized the bait was not fully cooked yet. Hyde reported Ain was sent back, then asked, why dismiss him if we are keeping tabs on him? Fernan replied, pulling up on him now is just too sus. Our ultimate endgame is still exactly the same. Ain was low-key the same, but sending him back is weird since he's helpless. He wasn't feeling it. He'll pull him in once trust is locked. Hyde asks, why do the most for a fallen heir? Fernan says he's built different, a major asset. Lose him today? Hyde asks. Fernan replies, I've got an angle. He's got to raid branch families for all their elixirs. Hyde complains it's a major flex and a total loss. Fernand fires back, it's not about the money. He'll drop pricier loot. Refusing just means he's broke. Back home, Ain asks if he met Fillenberg's butler. Igo's salty about being dismissed, but Ain's received a gift box and note. Curious about this apology, Ain's reads it. A custom elixir made for him. Ego fumes because the dude mocks him with sanbai endings. Then Ain's realizes what the elixir is and freezes. Ego spots a holy bird's heart, perfect for Armian swordsmanship to tank light power. Fernan low-key came through. Gotta thank him later. Ain's can't believe his senpai is hyping him up like this, promising to grind much harder. Days later, Fernan demands the updates. Hyde reports, Ain's clutched against Varen Kalbunder. His skills were decent, but Armand's aura absolutely carried him. Fernand shivers. The ancient prophecy is finally repeating itself. Was it low-key they're doing? Fernand's elixir low-key clutched, though Hyde claims Armian would have won anyway. Who knows? But the prophecy says Ain beat Varan, then got possessed. This is the perfect chance to grab receipts on that demon. Fernand orders Hyde to keep close tabs on Varan. Watch his moves, his circle, and tap all his private chats now. Fernand needs Varan's full lore. 2 weeks of lurking, yet 0 action. Bad vibes. Something massive is cooking. Or is Hyde just slacking? AFK. The prophecy's main lore was the demon. If that's cap, what's even real? After getting clapped by Ain, he coped, seethed, and pulled up at the midterms for a run back. But Ain wasn't throwing. He already had him completely figured out. Flexing his former emperor ego, Ain left Varan in the dust, clueless that demonic energy was low-key hijacking his mind. Fernand suddenly wakes up, sweating this situation. He wished for better sleep, but his dreams are literally spoilers now. Still, he pinpointed when Varan got possessed, right after taking an L from Ain't. Today is the big night midterm, and the vibes are tense. Hyde urges him to eat first, but Fernand is locked in, prepping gear. Perfect timing. Fernand says he's spectating the freshman exam and needs an escort. Hyde's busy with the Duke, so Fernand threatens to replace him. Hyde mocks his lack of squad, but Fernand flexes a paid friend and visits Lunia. She's busy cramming, but Fernand drops a major reality check. Tag along or he'll extend her post-graduation debt. Realizing she's totally trapped, she instantly decides to lock in. Asking where, Fernand says it's the deserted mountains. She complains it's an exam zone, totally banned for other grades. Fernand's like, money talks though. She calls him brainless, but since Professor Grad brought them, the MC notes Grad is just built different. Lunia tries to bounce back to the dorms, but Fernand yells that they won't get caught, so she really must keep her promise. She's like, my bad, just forgot my sword. He tells her to hurry and waits. Rocking an invisibility cloak, Fernand whispers he must ghost the teachers and TAs. Bribing Grad is risky business, and Lunia claps back that he already knows that. Ignorance is worse. Fernand calls her a W girl, telling her to push ahead while he camps here to map their route, noting Ain't is second. He's right behind rank 3 Varan. Did they already clash? He tracks them, ignoring Lunia whining about him cheating with a prof's map. Hush and follow, Fernan mutters, sensing an ominous vibe. Was that a monster shriek? Then it echoes again. Lunia rushes to check, since many newbies are around. Fernand warns going solo is risky, but she keeps running. They find a passed-out boy, clearly mobbed. Thanks to defense magic, he's totally unscathed. But it's sus. Monsters in this era are usually low-key chill, not this aggro. Fernand realized things went south early, missing his chance to check Viren. Suddenly, heavy pressure hits. Boom! A massive explosion leaves Lunia shook. Turning, she confronts a charging troll. She slices its arm clean off, but the beast instantly gets back up and charges again. Lunia wonders why it's still going armless, but a rock hits its back. Fernand's magic launched stone spikes at the troll. Lunia vaults onto a tree, dodging its next strike. Landing She asks what that even was. Fernan replies it's a berserker with 0 pain receptors. This beast is low-key built different. The only way to stop it is to completely take its head off. Lunia asks why it went berserk. Fernan recalls the demon prophecy. While staff handled the glitch, Varan jumped Ain. Classic plot timing. When it rains, it pours. Staff ready. He says they gotta pack this fool up. The map crumbles. Elsewhere, Varan hits the dirt, whining about another L. As Ain walks off, Varan tries to grab him, but Armin shuts it down. It's over, bro. The match is decided. Defeat echoes in Varan's mind. He fumbled the prince and family's expectations. One more slip, and his heir status is cooked. Clenching his fist, he mutters, I must beat Ain't Armion. He stands, charging Ain't with 0 chill. Smiling, our MC easily slices the possessed Varen. The Ego Sword wonders why this clown didn't just take the L with honor. Calling him a shameless fraud, it demands his life. But the boy refuses. Gardner rants that this worm ruins knightly pride, but the kid shrugs it off. Not a real fight. Let's bounce. Fernan and Lunia finally down the berserker. Lunia's like, forget the elixir. Let's dip. This ain't our fight. Fernan refuses, opting to slice through the monster horde. You're crazy, she yells. He smirks. Beating a berserker is low-key easy. Lunia gasps. You planned this? Why'd you need an escort then? But Fernan caps. She says the elixir ain't more important than him. But he claps back. Yes, it is. And dips, screaming it's way more important. Elsewhere, Lunia wonders if this is the cursed elixir's spot. Fernan figures the fight with Ain't is already over. Lunia spots Varan's body, but the MC warns her away. She gets close, recognizing Kalbunder, asking who cooked him. He passed out mid-fight, so she wants to help, telling Fernan to assist. But he warns her to back off. She insists she can't just leave a collapsed guy, suggesting they move him. Suddenly, Varan stands up. Lunia senses the sketchy vibes and instinctively backs away. This insane aura. Is this really even Varan Kalbunder anymore? Demonic energy, Fernan mutters. She doubts it. This NPC got possessed by a straight-up demon, I say. Looking at passed-out Varan, the prophecy said he would speedrun to Indi after waking. But the target shifted. Lunia panics. A demon actually spawned? She demands receipts on how I know. But looking through his eyes, he has already lost everything. She insists on taking down Kalbunder first, but the MC taps Lunia's shoulder, telling her to wait 10 minutes. She turns, but he's already ghosted. Suddenly, Varan charges. She dodges, trying to snap him out of it. Varan slashes with his dark energy, but Lunia blocks, feeling the pressure. Realizing she'll take an L, she unleashes her aurite to blast him back. The demon hits the dirt. She knees his chest, screaming for Varan to snap out of it. The fiend just screeches, swinging his blade, but Lunia easily dodges. The dark, demonic aura repossesses him. Lunia draws her glowing, infused sword. Varan charges, and they clash. They trade hands in an epic exchange, and a massive energy explosion completely whiteouts the entire battlefield. Lunia backs off. Her aura is low-key fading from the demonic energy. She's out of options, totally cooked, until she spots something sus in Varen. She yells for Fernan. "Get over here!" Fernan screams back. Varen lets out a weird groan, but she literally steps on his head to dash over. "This way! We gotta bounce!" Fernan urges. Lunia snaps. "Why pull up now? What chased you?" Fernan gasps. "It's a demon!" Lunia screams he bailed to save himself, abandoning her. Vernon denies it, claiming he set a trap for this tough boss. Right on cue, Varen steps into a mana-rich zone. Stones fly up instantly, and a massive magic circle traps him in midair. Magic fire spams the demon. Lunia's like, "Bruh, too far. What if Kalbunder actually gets clapped?" Fernand's like, "No, just watch." The attack low-key just buffed him. Varan's flexing insane aura now. Lunia notices something weird while fighting, but Fernand grumbles, "Didn't want to use this cheat code," pulling a mana crystal to charge up some crazy energy. Flames engulf the demon again. The mage finishes chanting, trapping him in a massive fire pillar. Varan gets absolutely wrecked and hits the dirt. Fernand's like, "The plan actually worked?" Lunia asks if wasting pricey items was worth it. The boy replies, "Bro, we had no choice." She says they could have clapped him without those gimmicks, but Fernand blames the insane demonic aura. Lunia admits it felt apocalyptic, but he is still Varen Kalbunder. Then it hits him. Sure, Ain is the MC destined to save the world, but his powers have not awakened yet. Currently, Lunia easily clears him. He got so hyper-fixated on the demon label that he fumbled the bag, wasting mad cash on traps. Lunia notices Fernand's eyes going blank. He is just crying over the cost. Suddenly, the demon lunges, but Fernand cleanly punches his face. He passes out cold, with the MC calling him a total trash demon. Later, Varan sees the footage, doubting if that is really him. Fernand says the recording sphere does not lie. No way to fake this. Varan claims he blacked out after fighting. Fernand explains he lost his mind, got possessed, and attacked. But Varan insists he never met a demon. Bro saw it all. He got slammed hard, tanked dozens of magic arrows, and got roasted by hellfire. He only survived because his inner demon energy clutched up. They wasted so much gear trying to stop him. Varen offered to pay, but Bro faked major PTSD, so Varen let it slide. Fernand's like, "Just sign here to sweep this under the rug." But Varen called cap. No matter how you look at it, this contract is pure slavery. Fernand rejects the peace offering. He's gotta handle this. He'll leak the recordings to the Inquisitors. Once the Emperor's elite demon slayers with absolute power, they fell off after a millennium, becoming total NPCs. Fernand claims they're desperate for a comeback and will snatch the sphere for clout. Varan screams, "Bro, this drama literally has zero to do with demons, no cap." Fernand warns he would get expelled, and the Marquis would disown his son who sold his soul. Varan signs the slave contract, submitting to his sunbay. Outside, Lunia doubts this sketchy resolution, suggesting they tell the teachers. Fernand shuts it down. Nah, not just yet. Varan going demon mode or getting puppeted makes zero sense. If someone is pulling his strings, a demon summoner is definitely lurking inside the academy. If this mess leaks, the culprit goes dark, making them impossible to track. Luena is investigating, but why target students? Fernan says they are the Empire's top tier. Ruining them literally kills our entire future. Hit her up any time to help us slay these demons.
Fernan thinks it is wild. No free lunches here. She will realize later her promise was pure cap. Meanwhile, staff got called to fight the monster horde, canceling midterms. No way he could have dodged it alone. Now, all grades are just written tests. For practical build students, this is a straight-up nerf, and Ain't was no exception. Still, his own inner voice knew something was mad sus. No matter how much he cooked, something about this just was not mathing.
Fernan gets a vision of Ein speed-running south. He hits up a cave and confronts a high-tier spirit beast, a total boss that's too OP. Defeating it triggers a collapse, exposing rare mithril ore. They are hyped over this massive W. His sword gets a mana buff for its new soul. Fernan suddenly wakes up raving about soul-binding metal. Lunia's like, first a spiritual potion, now some herb? Fernan admits he capped back then, but this time it's totally legit. Lunia complains they'll skip class for a week. The MC promises to handle prep and sweeten the deal with interest, but she instantly shuts him down. I can't skip class, no cap, Lunia insists. Fernan frowns. I'll get you a cover. Don't risk it. Suddenly, a flashy guy slides in. Long time, Hyung. May the mana bless you today. Lunia recognizes Jace Vines. Oh, Hyung's got company? Welcome, sis. Blessings, Jace smirks, turning to his brother. You good, bro? All chill. How's your school life? Fernan replies, keeping his guard up. Jace is like, I'm just a freshman, still learning the ropes. Lunia is totally shook, questioning if they're actually besties. Fernan notes her shock, but Jace says it's just natural vibes. Lunia's not buying it. Jace Vines is literally the dragon god saint. Why is a holy icon associating with a total money grubber? Jace explains she doesn't get it, since she's a muggle. The church worships the magic pioneer, and now mana itself. It's a powerhouse of mages. To be an archmage, you need the Pope's stamp of approval. Lunia gets that, but asks how they're tight. Jace says his church of mages needed mad cash, so the Fellenbergs became their main sponsors, donating tons of loot. Merchant guild gear. So that rich dude is your elder? Fernan jokes he's still older. Lunia asks if he's legit the saint. Jace jokes that hurts, but she backtracks, saying it was a joke. She gets their vibe and leaves. Jace asks if she's leaving, just as he arrived. Lunia dips, saying she's not about this drama. The saint blesses her exit, leaving the door open. Once she's gone, Jace asks why he was summoned. MC says he needs help farming spiritual herbs. The saint is shook. Fernan accuses him of gatekeeping the loot, but Jace denies it. Why grind during training? With your stats, you could easily cheese this. Fernan sighs. I tried my best, but I lack the exact coordinates. Technically, the prophecy had enough lore to find it. 7 southern lakes exist. He has been farming mana from all of them to locate the vein, but found 0 mithril. Obviously, the cave is magically gate-kept, which is low-key annoying. Jace warns that random NPCs are banned from entering, But Fernan says that is literally why he became a TA. Strict rules.
A sophomore helping is rare, but Fernan says it's allowed, and he pulled it off. Jace calls merchants cracked. With a fat bag promised, the saint will pull up. Vernon thinks he's a total snake as Jace flexes a contract. Skipping training, the ego plots again, targeting Eastern Farden Lake spirit herbs. To make it look accidental, they'll just wander. He asks if Ain is listening. Ain replies his sunbae was there. Another assistant? Bro is doing it for free, probably chasing extra credit. So he calls his sunbae. But Grad cuts in. Training starts in 30. Assistants fall in. The kid whines. He just wanted to vibe with his senior. Meanwhile, Jace has dripped out the doll. Now, Bro must feed it blood and mana. A few drops, and the doll clones him. Jace comments that it looks totally legit, top-tier work. He claims he used this spell to escape the Pope, but Fernan low-key doubts it. Jace admits even he, a legendary mage, took hours to realize, and he's still not sure. Fernan stands up. Good enough. Fooling the goat mage makes him a genius. He'd be clutch for Ain in the future, but strangely, he is completely missing from the prophecy. Plus, he's cracked, and in the Dragon God Church. Humans hating demons is standard, but the Church is next level pressed. Some demons' trash talk triggered them hard, turning them into a straight-up anti-demon cult. So he might actually vibe as Ain's ally one day. Jace says he should return in 5 hours. Fernan gets it, warning he's counting on him. Parkouring through trees, he spies on Ain, who's leading them straight to Lake Farden's east side. My turn now, he smirks, perfectly obeying his sunbae's orders. Up ahead, Ain spots him, muttering, "Is that Varen Calbunder there?" He asks for a rematch, knowing he can't, but Varan refuses to look cringe. Remember when Fernan wanted to train with Ain? That was absolutely terrifying. Varan claims he never accepted the L. Ain asks, weren't 2 losses enough? The swordsman snaps. 2 or 100, it doesn't matter. My whole rep is ruined, so I'm fighting to regain my honor. The ego remarks, his spirit keeps grinding. Honestly, he's a certified W Knight now. Ain, just accept the run. He says Varan is chill, but PvP is banned here. The swordsman claims rules are mid. He only fights for clout. His sentient sword cringes at his main character energy. Watching from afar, Fernan thinks Varan is cooking. He leaps from his branch, warning he will handle his own business. Scanning the empty lake, it is totally dead. Mining mithril here is low-key safe from making noise. Is it time to finally flex his magic? He must secure that mithril before Ain't pulls up, so he cooks up a special summoning spell, calling his servant. Magitech combines all magic spells, but a merchant's grind is always about securing the bag. Fernan spawns a mana golem named James to fetch his mithril. Varan blocks them, screaming they won't pass without a fight. Ain is low-key done with this childish clown behavior. Meanwhile, the cowherd boy suddenly remembers his master told him to wait at least an hour. Say what? Ain asks. Varan whines. I literally live to ruin people's day. Fight me already. I'm so ready. The boy straight up kicks him. Bruh, what kind of crazy are you even on? Varan backs off, calling him Delulu,
but ain't already ghosted. Checking his watch, he wonders how long it's been. 70 minutes. Varan is safe. Inside the cave, Ain't thinks he finally escaped. No PvP rules apply here, but finding this spot requires active searching. His ego says it's too obvious. Suddenly, Ain't senses something off. There is another weird energy besides that legendary spiritual herb. Ego tells him to look down, scoping the spiritual petals. Ain is like, bullseye, exactly what I needed. Meanwhile, deep in the flooded cave, Fernan smirks, celebrating finding a mithril vein with his golem James. Above, Ain sighs. They got the herbs, but mining with that beast around is straight suicide. Ego admits a sea dragon was not on his bingo card. Time to retreat. Ain doubts he can win, but the ego warns he'll be dragon food. This beast is way too OP. Suddenly, the cave shakes, waking the monster. We're cooked, Ego warns, but Ain locks in, ready to throw hands. He had to defeat this beast. His ego screamed to dip. It was built different. The monster charged, ego yelling to run and not look back. Ain leaped to dodge, prepping his blade for a spinning slash to its head. The beast's tail whips Ain's side. Skidding through water, his eyes fly open. The serpent roars, forcing him to flare his aura. It blasts a water jet. He barely blocks with his blade. Digging his heels in, Ain still gets pushed back. Tumbling deep, Fernan panicked. Too much noise. Did the water dragon wake up after eating? Fighting it is a major L. Since the demon possession, Ain missed his awakening prophecy. But that's why he clutched with the holy bird's heart. He'll probably be fine. James, we gotta bounce. No cap. Ain slumped against the wall, breathing a sigh of relief. Bro, I almost got cooked. His ego smirked. That is why I told you to run. But that dragon was low-key trying to end me. No cap. If the ground didn't break, you'd be food. Didn't I clutch it, though? Only because of Fellenberg's holy bird heart. At least the herb survived. But this climb will take forever. The spirit sensed some weird vibes nearby, but Ain felt nothing. Walking on, the boy asked if this empty spot was it. The ghost insisted something was definitely there, urging him to dig it up ASAP. Ain got the memo, cleared the rocks, and boom, a glowing ore vein lit his face. Outside, Jace asked if Fernan secured the bag. Fernan nodded, asking if it was chill. Jace shrugged, just some basic mobs. The MC hyped up the saint, promising a legit written contract next time. Later, Fernan finally copped some rare mithril. It absorbs mana like crazy, but has zero glow. To unlock its peak potential, he needed to fuse it with another metal. Absolutely no mid-tier trash allowed. Adamant is the ultimate match for mithril, but it's way rarer. Bro is dead broke, so how's he gonna cop some? Suddenly, a kid flees from wolves, screaming for help. Fernand just stands there, still zoning out, muttering about Adamant. She asked if he would keep ghosting her. Fernan agreed to help, wondering why an elf was in danger here. Hearing this, she leaped onto a tree. Fernan sighed, calling them extra. Flexing her wind magic, she cleared the path and asked, "Happy now?"
Fernan countered, asking if she had hidden motives. The elf claimed coincidence, but he told her to keep moving. Plot twist? She admitted she had an agenda. Fernan asked if she was clout-chasing the prince's electors. Introducing herself as Arya Fridian, Fernan recalled rumors of her rizzing up other heirs. Arya wanted to be besties, but Fernan swiped left, citing seniority. She argued electors should vibe, but he countered that playing nice isn't being close. Arya explained Fridian just replaced the Birchevs, so she had to network. Fernan asked, "No family to teach you manners?" She asked how an elf lives on just fruit. Fernan was like, "Who's paying, though?" Arya, being totally shameless, wanted to befriend all 6 electors. Suddenly, a girl rushed over, urging them to see the professor. A wild water dragon just spawned at Lake Farden. Fernan was baffled, and Arya wondered why it spawned. She looked at her senior, but Fernan was already charging the beast. Things went sideways. The prophecy never mentioned a water dragon boss. Worried about Ain't, an instructor ordered first years to fall back. The ego warned Ain't. The dragons aggroed because you took the herb. Let the prof handle this. Let's dip. Ain got the memo and promised to lay low, but a sea dragon spawned right behind him. As Ain turns, Fernan blocks, casting a massive magic circle. Stone spikes launch at the beast. It resists, making Fernan realize this boss might just be built different. Grad says his student cooked, leaving the rest to him. Backed by 2 wizards, they advance, making the beast nope out. Did my interference low-key rewrite the prophecy? Am I actually destined to save humanity? I haven't even ROI'd yet. Dying now is a major L. Yo, are you good? But the kid's just staring, totally starstruck. Ain't thanks his senior for the clutch save. Fernan says protecting students is just his job, but he's glad he's safe. Ain't asks for a quick, low-key chat with his sunbae. Fernan agrees, but the boy admits it's kinda cringe. They find a quiet spot, and Fernan says, "Spill it." Ain asks if the guild buys ore. Fernan's like, "Sure. Buying something?" Ain corrects him. He's dead broke, so no. "Fair point," the boy replies. Fellenberg realizes he slipped up. Since Ain was always chill, he forgot this guy expels him later. No point in poking the bear. Gotta stay safe. He apologizes if he hurt Ain's feelings, saying it wasn't deep, and Ain claims he knew it was just banter. Fernan asks what he's selling. The kid flexes a piece of adamantine. He was just baiting Ain, but actually pulled it off. Talk about main character energy. He needs to stay low-key. Fernan questions if that's for sale, demanding to know where he sourced such rare loot. Ain is gatekeeping the source, but swears it's totally legit. He's absolutely stacked, inventory maxed out. Fernan realizes, bet it's that cave. Bro found rare adamantine, not mithril. What kind of crazy cave has both, though? Ain says, if you're interested, I have a few strict conditions. The ego screams inside, watch out, those Fellenbergs are mad sus, deny everything. Ain finishes dropping his terms. Fernan agrees to buy, but asks, why are you selling this to me? Ainz wants to dump this rare loot fast before everyone targets him. Armin is too weak to guard it. Fernan asks, what if I just take you out and keep the adamantium? Ainz laughs, reminding him he clutched up, fought a dragon, and saved him.
This guy low-key trusts me. Saving him earned me major rep. You're right. We've got a lot to carry. Ain't nods. I know. Fernand snaps. I saved your butt from that water dragon. Try to backstab me, and remember I risked my life for you. Ain't replies. Bet. Fernand warns. I'll prep the contract and hit you up. Ain't wonders what he meant, but the ego knows. Bro went totally feral over that shiny adamantine. I'm back. Did I miss any tea? Hyde asks, returning to the duchy. Finally, Fernan smirks, flexing on a literal adamantine and mithril throne. Bro, where'd you get that drip? Hyde gasps. Bought and mined it, Fernan shrugs. The secretary panics. That's impossible to buy. Sell it and our guild secures the bag this year. Fernan grins. No cap. I'm keeping it. Hyde asks what's next. I slide my cup. I will sell a sentient giant golem. Knights have loyal steeds. Elves have spirits. But merchants, we get absolutely nothing. Why should we be left out? I am fixing this major skill issue. Fernan sighs. Golems require high-tier magic tech and insane phone number budgets. Only the ultra-rich can afford that. Especially with the demon war looming. In this dark upcoming era, this beast will be my ultimate bodyguard, a certified tank, solid and dependable. Hyde's clueless why a merchant wants a golem, but he keeps quiet since the vibe is chill. How big is this colossal ego golem anyway? Fernand hypes it up. 10 meters. Truly peak. Then, boom, a sudden migraine hits. Another cursed prophecy. Hyde drags his young master to bed. Bite the thermometer. I'm not sick. Bro, how many times have you screamed from head pain? Sudden pain hits. Checking his temp, he's got to thug it out. Definitely lightning side effects. Fernand recalls another vision. A demon contractor jumping Ain at the yacht club. That elite, gate-kept academy social circle reserved for nobles only. Fernand was there, networking, but low-key, he proposed this bougie yacht tea party. Sus timing, though. A monster spawns and a contractor sneaks aboard right then. Is Fellenberg actually cooking something behind the scenes? Humanity has a traitor, and honestly, they are acting mad goofy. This setup is giving major imposter vibes. Fernand wonders why everyone's hunting his adamant. Honestly, Annette bringing his downfall is low-key expected. Anyone would think they signed a contract. Hyde's shook by the fever, slapping an ice pack on him. The young duke is burning up. But wait, isn't there a guest? Sending him away was the play, since Fernand expected nobody. But he chased the bag anyway, because it smelled like cash. Meeting Professor Grad face to face, Grad asks if he wants to sell that exam sea dragon corpse. Grad confirms, warning that others claim Fellenberg will lowball, but he doubts it. Fernand notes Grad's utility and asks if cornering a student is okay. Grad scoffs. Who dare cross Fellenberg? Demanding to know why he made Rosalia his assistant. She's a stickler for rules. Next time she should just hit him up. Plus, it's an official academy quest, and he's leading. He contacted the Fellenbergs, but they redirected him. Fernan only wanted a piece, but Grad's gatekeeping, refusing to split it. It's a sea dragon. Every part is elite. Fernan agrees. Those bones and teeth are built different, making OP gear. Mana-rich eyes, blood, and scales. Perfect for armor. Buying it all is a major flex, but business is about min-maxing profit. Grad threatens to sell to another house, but Fernan claps back. Exercise beasts fund the prof's research, so why not secure a fat bag? Grad demands his price, asking what Fernan wants. Fernan's play? He just wants exclusive rights to sell ships to the Academy. They gotta buy every single ship from Golden Turtle. Grad's like, is that really your whole play? Fernan nods. No cap. The prophecy made naval meta essential. They will do anything to avoid damage. But those insane repair fees are where the real money is. Honestly, this whole scheme is just a massive cash cow. A girl asks for a basic cookbook. She checked the shelves, but it's a ghost town. The clerk is like, probably sold out. Let me check the back. He opens the door, browsing. Suddenly, a demonic aura spawns behind him, reporting, Ain't Armion never found Varen Kolbunder. Bro's plan is totally cooked. But someone gatekept the trail, making the traces vanish. The librarian asked if it's lost forever. Basically, yeah. The beast offered to cook up another way, but he said, drop it. You're doing too much. Focus on the next play. Still sus. If Kalbunder threw hands with it, that energy should have leaked. Why did the Academy keep it so quiet? The tracks vanished. Was it just RNG, or did someone cook this up? The beast asks if they're busted, but the guy says no way. It's dead silent. He'll play it safe for now. They're too weak. If they get leaked, their master plan is going to be completely ruined. Above all, deleting Ain't Armian is his main priority. Its growth rate is literally cracked, matching the first Emperor's insane trajectory. If Armian hits max level, their entire plan is cooked. This servant cannot take another L. I got you, he mutters, then vanishes into the dark shadows. The librarian dips, calling his client about the basic cookbook. She thanks him, wishing him well. At a diner, Fernan asks Luina if she sensed demonic vibes. She felt it 3 days ago, after dinner with Bella. Bella Hohen? Rank 19? Fernan presses. She nods. He asks what went down. Luena says 3 days ago, Bella challenged her to a duel, flexing her new gains. Usually they spar with wooden swords, but Bella insisted on real steel. Did she pop some crazy elixir? She was mad confident. Her sword felt way heavier, not just buffed. She definitely leveled up, actually landing a hit on Luina. It's not just raw power. Her speed is cracked now, dodging Luina's strikes easily. Luina admits she's built different, faster and stronger. Bella's like, honestly, I've been feeling supercharged lately. Hearing that validation really boosts her vibe. She flexes her aura, signaling round 2. Fernan asks if she is cooked, but Luina replies, not yet. Bella has a heavy sword style that hits different, packing pure destructive power. But that massive blade has a major weakness in close quarters. Right then, both of them sense a vibe. Bella pulls off a wild block against Luina's blast. Backing up to grip her sword, she's low-key cursing her lack of control, while Luina shrugs it off. Fernan asks if that was actually demonic energy. No cap, it was. Even for a split second, that aura was real. Yet Bella's totally fine now. Unlike Veron, she is completely chill and healthy. Maybe she messed up, but Fernan asks if she really wants to dig into this case. Luena says yes. Bella is her ride or die. She cannot go bad. She hoped Fernan could clutch up. He has no solid plan, but he will cook his own way. Still, he is curious. Is the candy fire? Luena nods. Elsewhere, Fernan tracks Bella's routine. Just like Varan's spawn, she's clean. No sus contacts, zero trauma, and totally green flag vibes. No mental gaps for demonic energy to exploit. But if Luena isn't capping about her power, they share one weird glitch. No contract. Can you low-key channel demonic energy without a contract? Or maybe Luena just misread the energy, and it's actually something else. A sudden, splitting headache hits. He sees a crimson sky choked with demonic aura. Ain looks totally stressed. This deja vu is too real. His ego warns everyone is acting sus. That evil energy means Andromalius is waking. That vision was straight hell. Was Andromalius about to spawn? The ego claimed demonic energy infected everyone, but they needed the real tea. Following Gardner's leaks, Ain injected mana into the students. Turns out, they had been low-key infecting them daily for ages. No one ever noticed this slow-burn hack, since most of that energy just went to waste. Fernan realizes he needs some vessel to detonate this energy. They gotta boost the mana. Garter points back, showing the magic circle farming demonic energy. Ain't had to wipe that thing out, triggering Fernan's sudden flashback. Lunia screams, "Ain't! Bella's literally corrupted by demon energy." Fernan wonders if she's possessed. Ain realizes this isn't a buff circle. It's a straight-up demon summoning portal. As monsters spawn, Fernan's brain goes, "The demons are back." He snaps awake, gasping. There is no time to waste. He bolts to the door, screaming Luena's name. Is she safe? If she's actually infected, it's over. If they find out, it is going to be a total wrap for her. Fernan says she's clueless. He'll verify she didn't deal with a demon and catch a body, earning Luena's thanks. He needs her alive for the receipts. It's a win, since he needs her backing continent-wide. First, he'll flex his own demonic energy. Meanwhile, Bella asks if Luena waited too long after class. Luena caps, claiming they were just waiting. Fernan touches her forehead, warning that literal demons live inside her head. "Obey me," he demands. Bella asks if he's gone Delulu. Fernan snaps, "No cap. This dark energy will rot your sanity. Then the executors will pull up." Bella fumes. "Are you threatening me?" Fernand's spitting facts, but she claims she's totally fine. Luena grabs his arm, begging to do it his way. Bella agrees, just for Luena, though Fernand low-key planned to fold her if she refused. Bella's like, "Bet, I'll comply. But if you're clean of demonic energy, you owe us both an apology." Fernand's highly confused why Luena's dragged into this. Bella says it's to persuade her. He finally agrees, warning she must take him everywhere to check for sus energy. Luena asks if they missed a spot, but Fernand whispers she is being zero help. Finding nothing alone, he checks another place. Total bust. At the gym, he complains it is giving major L vibes. Dorms to cafeteria? Pure NPC energy. But the librarian confirms she actually showed up today.
Lunia notes Bella's romance book obsession. Fernand figures it's a basic hobby. Finding clues easily would be sus anyway. Yet a weird trace lingers here. Could a specific item be the key? Suddenly, the librarian greets Fernand. "How do you know me?" Fernand asks. "You're a merchant. I bought your stock," the librarian replies, cutting in to plug a truly perfect book. Fernand passes, flexing his massive home library. The librarian gets it, but feels the major FOMO. Luena calls him, so Fernand bails with a quick goodbye. The man nods, flexing his crazy aura, muttering he'll always be back. Elsewhere, Bella's totally confused if this hidden cafe is even in the guild. Fernand says it's VIP only, perfect for dodging haters. He slides the door open. Lunia pouts seeing Jace, who's like, "Found you. Mana blesses y'all." Bella screams, "I totally believe." Fernand asks if the saint brought the requested goods. Jace nods. "No refunds or exchanges once used, bro." Bella's like, "Why are you even here?" Fernand claims Jace has the receipts on her low-key demonic energy. She's so skeptical. Jace explains they prepped for this exact lore. A prophecy said demons would spawn back, and their detection artifacts literally never miss. No cap. Jace asks her name. She is Bella Hone, a second-year knight. Jace asks his senior to hold this orb so the mana can scan her. Lunia is low-key doubtful, but Fernand totally trusts Jace. Bella is visibly anxious. Jace tells her to chill, whispering he knows she is infected and only came for the cash. "Just do what feels right, okay?" Bella's like, "Just apologize and let's wrap this up." Suddenly, a blinding flash forces Jace to open his foxy eyes. "The orb changed color," he mutters. Bella asks, "Wait, is there no demonic energy?" Fernand drops the truth. It is the opposite. It only detects demon energy. Bella's tweaking. Fernand's trying to cope. But Jace prays to the dragon god, spawning a dead-ass fireball to send her straight to hell. Bella screams his name, dropping the sphere. Luena low-key clutched up, parrying the magic with her sword. Jace vows to end her. He realizes the Academy's energy is infecting students, questioning if Bella really dodged the demons. Fernand claims he watched her lately. Zero sus vibes. Jace warns they're cooked if he's right, suggesting they call for backup. Fernand rejects this. If they leak it, the demons will low-key hide. They must gatekeep this info. Fernand has a solid plan to cook. With Jace's help, they'll ambush and totally delete the ops. Jace is like, "Just drop the task list already." Fernand doubts he can actually purge Bella's demonic energy. The saint asks for her hand, but Bella low-key thinks he is trying to end her life. He claims he's only purifying her, no cap. Terrified, Bella screams, "You're a liar. Your eyes are giving major psycho." Luena screams at Fernand to do something. He insists Bella is totally chill, warning that his side-eye ruins their whole vibe. Jace locks in, flashes a sly fox grin, and apologizes. He asks for her hand, promising the spell only targets demons, not innocents. Bella doubts if this magic actually purifies demon energy, but Jace swears he would never hurt her. Holding her hand, he warns it will burn a bit. With Bella knocked out, Jace purges the bad vibes. Later, Luena notes the building survived Jace's OP spell. Fernand built it shockproof, but asks if Bella is okay. Luena nods. Her bestie will wake up soon. He should carry her back, but Fernand asks him to wait first. He pours wine down Bella's throat, claiming a fake drunk act avoids suspicion. Staying low-key around demons is valid, but Luena complains it ruins her aesthetic. Fernand suggests veiling her face instead. Luena thanks him. The MC realizes his job is done. He just needs Jace to track and purify those infected with demon energy. This keeps the chaos low-key and blocks the demon threat. First, he'll prep for the yacht club meet. He already sussed out the shady guild members. Planting a clueless mole as a staffer makes the whole setup look totally natural. Honestly, plotting is too easy when you literally know the future. If this plan lands, Ain will trust him completely. Bestie status is basically locked in, no cap. Next day, he hits the port with Hyde, grinning. Time to go fishing. The director, briefed by Professor Grad, wants exclusive boat sales rights. Selling the Sea Dragon was a major flex, but exclusive rights? That's total cap. He demands one more condition. Secure the Academy's monopoly for 20 years, and he'll plug them with Sea Dragon materials for a cheap price. Fernand locks in, weighing the deal. Intact magic beast carcasses are worth way more. Normally, he would pass, but he cannot back down now. He adds this clause, eyeing massive gains from the Academy's boat business. Outside, Hyde congratulates Fernan, who shrugs it off. Not his first rodeo. Hyde questions the exclusive rights flex, warning it needs family backing, and the Duke will not approve. Fernan just smirks, replying, "It is not for right now, but the perfect chance is coming up very soon." Hyde doubts it, but the MC asks for the yacht crew list. The secretary left it on the table. Fernand asks about suspects. None. Makes sense. Sneaky demons don't get caught easily. This time, Aint is carrying the team. No cap. But a broken boat would suck. The prophecy guy is locked in. Time to see what we reeled in. In the library, Ego asks how Aint is. Aint is low-key chillin'. Those spiritual herbs let him fully absorb the holy bird's OP magic. Gardner's down to sell some adamant, secure the bag, and recharge. Having a loaded ally is a major flex. Then Aint drops a bomb. Why not recruit Fernand? Ego is shook. Aint shrugs. He's rich. We need that clout. Gardner admits, honestly, not bad. They aren't dumb. They'll get how serious this is. Ain says to show Fernand IRL, but since he's never seen a demon, he's low-key skeptical. Gardner warns they're real and will spawn. Even with company, do not trust them. The Villenbergs literally deal with demons. They're notorious for doing absolutely anything to secure the bag, no matter how incredibly shady it is. Dealing with them was sketchy, but Ain caps, claiming Befernan would never. Sensing a weird vibe, he tells the Ego to hide. Velasi Viandirk, the top knight prodigy, pulls up and calls Ain. Ain asks what's up, and Velasi invites him to a fancy yacht club as his +1. Velasi needs a member's invite to enter.
Since he's Armian, he qualifies. Gardner suspects Schwaben is behind these rich kids. Shady business. Everyone avoids him to escape the drama. Ain't decides to low-key pass on this and tries to thank him, but Gardner suddenly stops him, saying, "Hold up. Wait a minute."
Since it's a yacht club, they're hitting the ocean. He's got an ancestral side quest there anyway. Velasi asks if he's down. Ain't is like, bet, just drop the time. He leaves. Gardner plots to use the sign-on legacy there. Ain asks how many exist. The more, the better to slay these demon ops. Meanwhile, Fernand hands Lunia her own exclusive yacht club VIP invite. She laughs. Getting invited by my literal gatekeeper? Wild. She mentions Bella is in the yacht club, leaving Fernand totally shook. He'd blocked Luena, planning to leverage her debt. But honestly, way worse members exist. So why the sudden 180? Then, Fernand drops a major bomb. He actually sensed the dark, lingering traces of a literal vile monster out there. He got a tip about the club and set a trap. Lunia called it perfect, swearing she'd never forgive what they did to Bella. It's payback time. Fernand hypes her up, then asks if Bella's awake. Still out cold after a day. Did Jace fry her in a rage? Fernand stands up. Lunchtime. Let's bounce. As they leave, Varen appears. He sits on the ground, completely cooked, staring down in sheer dread. How did the proud Calbender heir, the combat department's former number 2, get clowned by some Armian nobody? To make it worse, his royal backer totally ghosted him. Even Velasi, his wannabe bestie, snagged that exclusive yacht club invite that should have been his. His entire life is ruined because of that Armian trash. But wait, someone is slowly approaching him. Ain is low-key asking Varan to lunch. That's a wrap. Smash that like, subscribe, and catch you next time. Bye. He sits on the ground, staring down in despair. How did it come to this? He, the proud Calbender heir and elite combatant, was defeated by that Armian trash, abandoned by the prince he relied on. Even Veloci, whom he wanted to befriend, got the yacht club invitation he desperately coveted. That spot should be his. Everything is ruined because of that bastard Armian. But now, someone is approaching. Ain asks if Varan wants lunch. That's where we end. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. Bye-bye.